Hearing from several local leaders on the National Guard announcement. Dr. Joseph Kiles, president of Memphis Rainbow Push Coalition, joins us this afternoon. Dr. Kiles, welcome back. Good to see you as always.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about what's going on here. National Guard is on its way, whether we like it or not. Your thoughts?
Heavy lies the head of the king. I think when you look at the executive branch, they made a decision based off of crime statistics. From what we know here, loving Memphis, I think Chief C.J. Davis and the MPD has done a marvelous job at reducing specific types of crime. But it's hard to tell a victim of some serious crimes that you don't need help. And I would like to know if the money that's going to be deployed to bring the National Guard here will now be matched by our corporate citizens or our federal government into programs, resources, positive social behavior, conflict resolution, training, and mental health facilities.
So resources that could be used elsewhere as opposed to having boots on the ground, so to speak.
Absolutely. It's hard, again, I understand people who have been affected by real serious crime, but there are economic crimes. As we heard Representative Cohen just talk about the legacy of slavery here, there are economic crimes that we have to address, and the only way we address that is we change the paradigm for those who have been trapped in poverty and miseducation.
I do want to ask you, we're hearing so many local leaders from the state side, the county side, city side, everybody's speaking out today. Could we have done more to be as vocal perhaps as Chicago? Because I think the assumption was troops are definitely headed to Chicago, but apparently they won't be going there, at least not now.
I think that it is difficult for an executive officer to say no to the powers that be if they are looking for popularity. But if you're concerned about your citizens and those that you want to help, you have to be able to compromise with the type of power structure that we're in. Tennessee, as you know, is a red state, but Memphis is called North Mississippi. And so we've got to look at ways that we can lower and reduce crime and then have some sustainable changes in our poverty. And I think the best way to do that is for those who are in executive office, those who are elected, to fight as hard for those resources to go to those communities that are deserving, that need help.
For those of us locally here, those folks, grassroots movements, and so to speak, what needs to be done on that level now? Do they have a voice? Should we all have a voice in this?
Alex, I have been talking to members of the Chamber of Commerce here for about 3 or 4 months. And initially, it sort of felt on deaf ears, but I was glad that we sparked another conversation. I spent some time in Israel, spent some time in Haiti. There is a big difference in the climate and the culture, but the violence that persists in those countries, it's a powder keg here, and it's a tinderbox. And lastly, I'll say this. Police are peace officers. They're trained to maintain order. Their function is to respond. Soldiers are war officers. They are trained to put down the enemy combatants. And Memphis is not the place for National Guard or combatants.
Do you think this could be a potentially contentious situation here?
I'm praying for the best. But I know about reality, and I understand. Just think about it. The average National Guard young man, he may be in his middle 20s. He's a weekend warrior. He's paying his way through college or earning some additional resources. But now he comes up against a person that's grew up in poverty, and it's economic crimes, and they're hungry and they have to eat. What's going to happen when that situation, when police are trained to deal with that? Soldiers are not.
All right. Dr. Joseph Kiles, always good to see you.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.